right, Ben, we are live here to recap the Big Brother Canada 6 second week. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm really happy that we figured out how to do a countdown and to add some music to try to get some people in to watch us while we're chatting about BB Can 6. And I'm really disappointed because my winner pick sucks.
Yeah.
It's a real roller coaster of emotions, Ben. You know how it is.
Yeah, Ryan did not have a great week despite being HOH.
No, he did not. Also, shout out to Liliana in the chat. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Gonna go over some Big Brother Canada.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking some crap too, I assume. I'm sure Ben will really let me have it about my winner pick, which is fine.
Yeah.
I deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, I look. It's very easy to go in on Ryan. He's a very, very bad Big Brother player. He is incredibly condescending. He thinks he's smarter than everyone, when in fact there are people in that house, like several people, who know Big Brother way better than him. However, there are a couple of things he accidentally did right. So
okay, I like that. Let's start off with the positive. What do you accidentally do right?
So he, despite the fact that his backdoor target was Olivia, which the show didn't even touch on very much. Yeah, they kind of like briefly mentioned it in like one of the recap before the eviction episode or something. But he actually formed a pretty good relationship with Allie, which wasn't his intent, to my understanding. To the point where Allie is like actively trying to protect him now, and Allie is like basically Olivia's best friend. So that's something he did correct. And again with Allie, something he did while forming this relationship, he unintentionally threw Allie under the bus to the Real Deal Alliance by telling, I believe he told Derek, who then told Jesse, or he told Jesse, who then told Derek. This was like over a week ago, so it's hard to remember which order things happened in.
Right.
He told them that Allie, I think he told Jesse that Allie told him that she is planning on targeting Dela down the line. And then Jesse went to Derek and told him that, who then told Kayla, obviously. So Ryan like accidentally put into started the ball rolling of the 7-person white room or the 7-person red room alliance breaking up.
Right. Hey, so that's great because they're pretty annoying.
I mean, I think Ryan is probably more annoying than them, but yeah, I mean,
okay, fair.
But yeah, I mean, Olivia's pretty irritating and very bad at Big Brother. Very bad. And like the showmance is obviously like annoying because like showmances are generally pretty annoying. They just like, you know, sit and do cutesy stuff and like make out and whatever.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the scene from this past episode where Andrew and has sorry. Where Andrew is like bitching about how annoying everyone is about with them being in love. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down. There are in fact more showmances now than there were when that episode aired.
Oh my god.
So.
This is not what we want to see out there.
Let's stop jumping around. We should probably just go through like the episodes, right?
Yeah,
because we have 3 episodes to go through, and then we have all of the live feed stuff from that week, and then also since 2 nights ago.
Right. All right. Let's.
We have a new HOH and all of that.
Ben, you're the Big Brother expert. Take the lead, and I will add sassy comments as we go. As I also did our social media to try to get people to watch.
Yeah. So this the last evictions episode ended with Rosina leaving the house and the gatecrashers coming in, and then we open up the Sunday episode with the gatecrashers introducing themselves, telling a terrible lie and then we're going straight into the HOH comp. So I want to get your take on the Gatecrashers entrance, their lie, and all of that blow up that ended up leading to 2 house meetings.
So I think we can all agree their lie doesn't make any sense at all, even a little bit of sense, because if anybody knows anything about reality TV, and the people in the house will know a lot about the casting side of it, at least, there's a very thorough process to get on these shows, and you're not going to get picked out of an audience to just come in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the, 10 or 12 massive issues with their lie, which just all immediately came out, to the point where people like assumed that they were like lying beyond the point that they were actually lying, or people thought that they were locked in a room BB Can 2 style and like were able to listen to them and have like audio of the live feeds and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, so they're like super backfired on them. And
okay, in fairness, we can't expect Victoria to know that happened in BB Canada.
Victoria?
Yep.
You mean, I think people are calling her Plur, first
Plur.
of all.
Okay, so we'll just go with Plur.
But there's like a million different names that people are going, like every V word or V name you could possibly imagine.
So, like I said, Victoria.
Yeah. Velociraptor.
I will just go with Plur, because I like that, because I hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is such an offensive name to me, because it's so annoying, that I will just refer to as that, because I don't think much of her at this current juncture. You
I
feel?
mean, yeah, but to be fair, like, she is like doing a lot of work. Like, whether that work is resulting in her, ending up in a better position within the house is debatable, but she's putting a lot of effort in.
Okay, fair enough. She also has cornrows, which is awful.
Yeah. Or as Andrew called them, diversity braids.
Oh my god, killed her.
Yeah.
Ended her life.
Wig snatched to Asia.
Oh man. So yeah, she is doing her thing. She's blowing up the house. Marin, honestly, I think doing a lot better.
You would think. Well, up until... See, here's the thing about Veronica, is she's... People don't really know what to do with her. Mm-hmm. Like,
they don't know her name. They don't... Maybe that's just me.
There are people like Ryan who think that she's some like super fan of the game, and there are people like that's kind of become like this weird universal misconception in the house that she understands what she's doing, and there's also like the fact that she is just going around. She's like a puppy dog, really. She just kind of goes around and somebody like plays with her, and she gets like super excited, and then they leave, and then she finds somebody else and they play with her, and then she gets super excited.
Right.
And it's very difficult to tell whether she has any legitimate loyalty or she just
is excitable.
Has like yeah, and she seems to have a very short-term memory because she'll like say something like she'll have like this grand like she'll go into a room with Paris and Will and all of them and talk about, oh, the showmance is awful, I'd never work with them, we have to get rid of them as soon as possible. And then she'll go and she'll talk with Kayla and she'll make a final 2 deal with Kayla. And I can't tell whether that's legitimate strategy or she just like doesn't understand what she's doing.
I think yes. No. No, I think she probably doesn't know what she's doing. I think she's playing so poorly that everyone's forced to assume she must know what she's doing.
Right.
If that makes sense at all.
Yeah. But then she does stuff like the house meeting where she says she's going to call out Ryan, and then she like fails to actually call out Ryan.
Yeah.
And then Ryan ends up basically like salvaging his game because she couldn't call him out well enough, to the point where now Ryan is just kind of like vacillating between like a third string target and like somebody that everyone just kind of like doesn't take seriously and is just willing to drag along.
And that's not, so far as going far into the game, that's not the worst place to be. Like, if
Right.
no one wants to like waste their HOH on you, that's not terrible, but it also probably means you can't win the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless he does a lot of work. But, so I guess we'll start off, Ryan wins HOH.
Yep.
And proceeds to be just insufferable through his entire reign.
Insufferable is the word that sums it all up, I would say.
Yeah. He's reminding people how he knows the game, how he's so much smarter than them. Like you said, he's talking down to people. It's just, Ryan, dude, what? What are you doing?
Yep. Ryan is like what I believe like 75% of Reddit is like in real life.
Yeah. Yep.
He doesn't have any social awareness or like basic social skills. He's super obnoxious. He thinks he's better than everyone, but like he doesn't think he's better than anyone in like a cocky way. He like it's not like, you know, it's not like Paul Abrahamian where he's like, oh, I'm so better than all these, you know, all these losers. I'm like the puppeteer or whatever. He like legitimately thinks that everyone else is like on a lower level of thinking than him. And he has to explain everything to them.
Oh my God, yikes.
And there are people in like Ryan has not seen, my understanding, has not seen the feeds. Like he's just watched the TV show. Like he's a longtime fan of the U.S. and Canadian TV show. But I don't think he's ever seen the feeds.
So he's not a super fan.
Right, and so there are people in there like Maddie, Kayla, Paris, who are like intent feed watchers. I think Johnny too. And so when you're like telling them, like when you're talking down to them in a way where it makes them feel like you think that you're on this like other level of thinking about the game than they are, when they're the ones who probably know more about the game than you do, that's just like really off-putting.
Yeah. I anybody who might listen to this show is going to go on one of these shows, because I mean it's not impossible with people from the fan communities to get on nowadays.
Right. I mean, not when people are voting for them to get on.
That's a whole different story. But remember, the strategy is less important than your relationships with your fellow players. So really, if you aren't sure of how to play the game, just focus on being in everyone's good graces and you'll probably go decently far.
Yeah, especially in the first part of the game where like a lot of the strategy hasn't, or a lot of the alliances haven't kind of stabilized yet, and there's like a lot of things that are up in the air. Just being likable and being, you know, friends with people is 100% the best strategy.
I would say someone who did a good job of this you wouldn't expect is probably like Steve from BB17. Like,
yeah.
You came in and you were like, oh, I don't know. But then he really did work and fit in with a lot of people in that house. And it helped him get incredibly far into the game. And then when he got into the second half of the game, once he made all these inroads with people and he could kind of see the forest through the trees and what was happening, he was able to pull it off. Granted, you know, he waited to the last second to take Vanessa out. That it worked out, so we'd say that it was good, but it easily could have been bad.
Yeah, but I mean, even pointing out, like, even looking at Steve in BB17, though, in the early weeks, he was very awkward, and he was...
He did tell Davon he loves her.
And outcast. Yeah, he told Davon he loved her. He was kind of, like, outcast from the... like James, Meg, Jackie group, and they were like kind of not taking him seriously.
Right.
But he was like socially awkward in an endearing way. And Ryan is socially awkward in an obnoxious way.
Yes. That's the big difference. You're right. You can be socially awkward, but in a way where it's like non-threatening and like annoying. And Ryan is just not that.
Right. It's like, oh, he's so silly and funny. He's like, you know, kind of saying things a little weird and like, you know, making weird conversational ticks and stuff like that. But it's like endearing, right? It's not, you know, you're so incompetent socially where you're treating other people like garbage.
Right. And so yeah, that's Ryan. Speaking of garbage, this move was garbage. He nominated two of his closest allies.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck?
Because that's the way to get into the good graces of the house.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess, because he's definitely there. Like,
oh yeah,
it worked out. So perfect, Ryan. Good job.
Yeah, everyone loves him now. It worked out great.
Oh my god. Oh man. So it's Hamza, correct? I don't want to mispronounce his name again.
I've heard both. I've heard Hamza more often.
Okay, we'll go.
In the house, they call him like Hamzy and Ham. So
I'm actually really liking him a lot.
He's fun.
He is fun. I don't know how great he is at the game, but he's a fun character to have.
He's not good at the game.
Yeah,
but he's...
just straight up. Yeah, you know what? Take any thought of him being good out of your mind because it's not true. He's awful.
He has like this upside though, where he could accidentally kind of stumble his way into going far, but like not because he's good at the game.
Gotcha. So Hamza and Andrew, Big Drew, are the nominations. And like you said, Ryan thought that doing this would get him into the good graces, and he thought he'd be able to manipulate people into doing a back door for him. But oh Ben, did that not work out?
that didn't work out spectacularly.
Yes. Talking about misreading your competition.
Yeah.
Do you think he just like watched BB19 and was like, "Oh, I can do what Paul did"?
I'm not sure. I think that he just has like a higher opinion of himself and his abilities than is reality.
Right. Oh man.
Like he's just not self-aware. That's like a huge issue with him. He lacks a ton of self-awareness. That's a lot of the reason why he made so many mistakes.
I mean, I don't want to hate on it because I know his kid made the shirt, but yeah, no one would wear a shirt of themselves all the time if they had a lot of self-awareness. Like maybe one day as a goof, but then after that it goes into the suitcase and never comes out.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to like make your kid sad, but like he wears it constantly.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's the only shirt he wears.
It's like Matt with the stupid Longhorns shirt last year.
But at least that was because like Big Brother took away all of his other shirts because he didn't read the rules.
I forgot about that. Oh man, Matt. Well, honestly, other than that shirt, Matt's pretty forgettable. So
yeah, that was one thing. I mean, I didn't expect to be talking about Matt Kleins in this podcast. So.
I'll bring any Big Brother player up. I don't care. All right, so let's get to the veto. Who were the players drawn?
The players in the veto. I'm trying to remember.
It's okay. It's fine. It's Tomb Raider.
I think it was Jesse because if Erica won, it was Jesse and Johnny, right? Yeah, Jesse and Johnny.
So it was a Tomb Raider themed challenge. Dope. It looks really, really cool. Honestly. Like I keep texting you, I'm like, man, this is better than American Big Brother, other than the feeds, you know.
Yeah.
But like
other than the feeds being down like 70% of the time. But yeah, the comp design, the set design in general is like way like on another level compared to BBUS.
Yes. The editing is amazing.
Yeah, the editing is like they put a lot more effort into like kind of creating manufactured segments, which is like if that's something you like, they do like the March of the Moose stuff. They do a lot of tasks. Like they just recently did a task a couple of days ago that ended with a bunch of people getting handcuffed together for like a day.
And it's like even in the recap stuff, which is just like in America, the Big Brother announcer guy feeling himself. In this version, there are like fire graphics and like name things like popping out. Like I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like, this is so cool. This probably took hours and hours, and they did this for one episode.
Yeah, and they do it like, with a day and a half to actually put it all together, right?
Yeah, so big ups to the editing team.
Yeah, so we have this this veto sponsored by the new Tomb Raider movie. And we have Erica, the one lone girl, going up against all these men.
Yes.
And man, oh man, did the Tomb Raider producers, they must have got some real hard nipples watching that happen.
They were very excited.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I like Erica so far. So I was happy to see her win. She did not use it, though. So
No, Ryan put in a ton of work having one conversation with her to try and get her to use it.
I can't believe this one conversation didn't work.
Yeah, this one conversation where she asks who he's going to put up, and he sits there for a few minutes and then says, I guess I'd put up Maddie. He's like, what name could I tell Erica to make it most likely for her to use this veto?
Right. And but he wouldn't put up Maddie if he did.
No, he would not have. He would have put up Olivia.
Yes. So that was a lie, but it doesn't matter because she doesn't use the power of veto, and then Ryan just sits there like, holy shit, I screwed up so badly.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part, was just his 1,000-yard stare.
Just like him seeing death through the eyes of Erica.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is though, like, Ryan is very aware that he made a mistake, but he doesn't think that he made his understanding of the mistake was that expecting people to throw the veto and then there being a prize for the veto. He doesn't understand still that even if there wasn't a $5,000 prize and a luxury trip, that people still wouldn't have thrown the veto.
Right. Just I mean, who throws the veto? It's the one competition that's kind of okay to win.
Right, especially if there's a massive house target like Andrew.
Right. So she wins. She doesn't use it, but she gets to... she didn't use it on Hamza, but she brings him to Tomb Raider. Yeah,
they didn't really explain how Hamza got picked on the show.
Right.
So what happened was basically she did a pick a number thing with the have-nots. And so Hamza got lucky.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering that. I was like, is this a strategy? Surely she doesn't want Hamza out of there, because then that gives Andrew more time to potentially unopposed split his case. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a strategy. Theoretically, she could have lied about what number she picked and said that Hamza got the closest. She actually said pick a number 1 through 100, and Hamza supposedly got it right on the nose. So.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's not a big deal.
Right.
So they go and see Tomb Raider. We get that as a little package on the show.
Yeah, which was kind of fun. It's always interesting to see people come out of the house / watch things. I remember specifically in BB16, they watched Scorpion, I want to say. And
that sounds right. Yeah.
They were loving it so much. So it's always funny to see the people play it up. Who knows how good things are, but man, those Big Brother players are going to tell you it's amazing.
Yeah, if they want screen time, they're going to talk up the sponsor.
Or conversely, in Survivor, Sophie will kill it from ever happening again by having a stink face on the entire time during Jack and Jill.
Yeah, but she got in the funny 115, so it matters. That's all. And
she got $1 million. So, sup?
Listen, you have your priorities. I have mine.
Hey man, my tweet is on the funny 115. I've kind of made it on there.
Okay.
Ben's all right, fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have the funny 115. I'm looking for that $1 million now.
Okay.
I can't wait to get on.
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah, I got to get on one of these shows so I can end up exactly like Ryan. Oh no, it's happening. All right. Anyway, so That didn't really matter. It was interesting. Tomb Raider out this weekend. Go see it. It actually looks half decent for a video game movie, especially. The
For a
cast
video
is
game
pretty
movie
good.
that's using Big Brother as a
Sponsor,
marketing tool.
right?
Yeah.
I need to say that the new Tomb Raider games are amazing, and if you like the movie, or even if you don't like the movie, check out the new games because they're really good. All right, that was my marketing push.
You got to get the video game angle in there a little.
Yeah, exactly. That's my job. Oh man!
All right, so we move on to eviction night, and
we skipped the snowman building part. That was really important.
Oh, right, that's the most important strategic scene of the week.
Honestly, it worked out better than Ryan tried to convince people at the hot tub before the veto. The best part of that scene is Ryan leaves and immediately I think Derek is like, that guy's a clown. But he's not even like out of the door. He's just like, that guy's a clown.
Yeah, and they were all laughing at him.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and then after the veto doesn't get used, he mopes in his bedroom and no one comes visits him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Marin eventually came to visit him. But Marin doesn't really matter at this point, unfortunately.
No. No, he does not. So yeah, we go to eviction night, and surprise, it's unanimous.
Yeah, who would have thought that when there was a huge house target, they would all vote them out?
Yeah, and I really enjoyed him sprinting the hell out.
Yeah, just like channeling Cody Nixon. Just like literally halfway out the door before Arissa even finishes reading the votes.
She's like, say your goodbyes or not.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really did enjoy that. I like it when people are a bit salty about their exits.
Yeah, and he was very salty.
I mean, I would be salty.
Talking about how everyone in the house is like fake, and they're all, you know, just a bunch of like, you know, summer camp fake people, just looking for love and all this crap, and it's great.
Yeah, so I guess if we kind of break it down, what do you think hurt him the most to make him the second evicted?
What hurt him the most is that he tried to make a move that didn't matter week one by exerting his will on the house when he didn't have the social capital to back it up.
So, and from Ryan's point of view, once the veto doesn't get played, do you think he should have just 100% should have pivoted and been like, yeah, guys, we did it. We're gonna get Andrew out. Team.
As opposed to what he actually did, which was trying to get everyone to vote out Hamza.
Yeah. I think that's what I would have done.
He definitely should not have done exactly what got Andrew in this position in the first place, which is trying to exert his will on the house against like their unanimous decision when he doesn't have the social capital to back it up.
Yeah. So yeah, he screwed up a lot.
Yeah. Like Ryan this week basically made all of the same mistakes that Andrew last week made, but he actually made them worse.
Yes. I can't argue that, yes.
Luckily for Ryan, though, these kind of bad decisions have like sort of a half-life attached to them, where like the earlier you make them in the game, the worse they are, because the like more up in the air everything is, and the like more everyone is kind of just looking for a scapegoat or like a unanimous target.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And at this point, everyone is kind of like settled down a little bit and has their own MO, and that's why Ryan isn't a target this week.
Yeah. So I think should we get into spoilers?
Yeah, we can get into spoilers since the Thursday episode from the feeds.
All right, so if anybody happens to be watching this video before the next episode of Big Brother and they don't want to hear about what happens on the live feeds, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next Friday.
Yeah, so We at the end of the HOH comp, we get a little sneak peek of, or at the end of the eviction, we get a nice sneak peek of the HOH comp for this week, which is played in pairs.
Yes, always weird when they do this.
Yeah, this is something that has been done. I believe has BBS done this? I know BB Can did this in BB Can 4.
Oh.
I think they did it in BB Can 2 as well.
Oh, do you remember in BB 15 who won a very similar challenge to this?
BB 15, I don't think so.
Aaron won an HOH.
Aaron. Yeah,
it was
fan favorite.
Yeah, everyone loves it. It was Aaron and Jeremy won and gave it to Aaron. And,
okay, so this was week 2?
And I believe this is the week where like all the racist shit gets said.
Yeah.
Well, not all of it, but the beginning of it.
Right, that's where it started. Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen here.
Well, I mean, I hope that the HOH doesn't say a bunch of racist shit, especially since the HOH is a racial minority.
Yes. Well, I was talking more about other people doing it. It's fine. So yeah, Hamza wins. Who is he paired up with in the competition again?
He was with Veronica.
Veronica. All right. Good old Plur. So do we know the rationale behind Hamza being the HOH and not Plur?
Apparently she gave it to him. There's like talk about him saying that he wanted to see or to hear from his fiance, and that like she didn't want to get the blood in her hands and stuff like that, and so she just kind of like conceded it to him.
And Hamza is more than happy to get blood on his hands.
Oh yeah, and even though Hamza doesn't really know what exactly he's doing,
he's just getting as much blood as he can. He doesn't care where it's coming from.
Right. He just wants to bathe in blood like Godfrey.
Yes. Oh man, so who is Hamza targeting?
Well, that's a very good question.
Does Hamza know who he's targeting?
I also have no idea if Hamza even knows who he's targeting. So, going into this week, Hamza has talked a lot about targeting the showmans and targeting Dela and getting one of them out.
Yeah.
And the original plan was, well, he didn't want to just put up Derek and Kayla. He wanted to put up Kayla and Olivia so that if somebody else wins the veto, they can pull down Olivia and put up Derek, and then one of them can go home. Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't just put both of them up to begin with, because, like, then you guarantee that at least one of them's going to be on a block, and then you can put Olivia up as a pawn if you want. But I mean, Olivia as a pawn is a terrible, terrible move. Everyone in the entire house except for Allie wants Olivia to leave.
Right.
Like, nobody wants Olivia there. Everyone hates her. She has this, like, weird, like, flirt-mance thing going with Jesse, who Paris has, like, a loose showmance with now.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
There.
That awkward scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the love triangle scene from the episode, which is actually setting up a lot of the strategy in the house because Paris is like basically running things.
Right.
So yeah, you wanna talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So Olivia and Paris are in the. Well, I guess it's not the backyard, but it's the backyard. They are playing pool, and Olivia's like, "Hey, do you mind if I pursue a potential romance with Jesse?" Right? It was Jesse.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And Paris is kind of with Jesse, but it's like low key. So she's like, "Yeah, that's fine," but it's not really fine, Ben.
No, it's never fine.
It's never fine. And so Paris, literally from the edit, I'll be fair, from the edit, it looks like she immediately goes and lays on a bed with Jesse, and then Olivia comes in and is not happy.
Yeah.
And it's so awkward. Paris, what the hell? Why didn't you just say, "No, I'm pursuing him"?
Yeah, it's really kind of iffy because, like, the thing is, like, Paris is right to not want to have that kind of a target, especially when, like, there are people actively talking about targeting Derek and Kayla because they're a showmance, and there's this like kind of generic anti-showmance vibe that's kind of forming. Like it's definitely good for her to like be aware of that. But then when you're going to like be hanging out with Jesse a lot anyways, and as we saw on the feeds yesterday, or maybe it was Thursday night, all the days kind of meshed together.
Yeah.
It was either Thursday night or yesterday where she's just like laying on the bed with him. Like they were just like openly flirting in front of Marin, Hamza, Ryan, and Erica. And it's like, if you're going to do that anyways, like you're at that point, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Everyone sees you as a pair now. And like you're creating the thing that you didn't want to create in the first place. So like you might as well just go for it.
And you come off slightly dishonest for not addressing it. You know, for trying to hide it.
I mean, you could say that, but like, I mean, she also talks about like her excuse is that, well, it could be an excuse or it could be like a legitimate concern she has, that she doesn't want to have, you know, her parents or like, you know, the internet watching her like making out with a dude and et cetera, et cetera.
That's
all this
fair.
stuff on the internet.
So she wants to be in a flirtmance instead of a showmance.
Yeah, I think she says like a lot of the things she says are like, oh, if we weren't inside this house, I'd be all for it. Or like, you know, like I know that I can't control myself, so I don't want to like go down that path, which is just going to make Jesse want to go down that path even further, because what she's basically saying is all I need is a couple of steps down that path and we're good to go.
He's like, I'm ready. I'm in the batter box. Just
yeah, so
give me a chance at the plate.
How do you know then? You got to try it out, right?
Right.
You never actually know. I think you have more you know, strength and more self-control than you give yourself credit. We got to figure it out, right?
Right. Oh boy. So yeah, that was that. Did we talk about who Hamza nominated?
We have not yet. We talked about who he was going to nominate.
Okay.
Until a bunch of people talked to him, and he like randomly started changing his mind. And it's at the point now where he's telling everyone different things so much that even the live feeders have no idea where his head is actually at. Like, I don't know whether he's actively lying or he's just like fronting and doesn't really have a plan. It's very strange, but his eventual nominations ended up being Jesse and Olivia, because Derek had a very good conversation with him, you know, where they bonded about being have-nots together. They had a really good like bro down session, to the point where Hamza might not be targeting the showmans anymore, but he's also talking about a backdoor plan and how he only nominated Jesse because Jesse's strong in the veto and he would like win the veto and take himself down, and so would guarantee a backdoor. And so like there's still a possibility that he's actually planning on trying to backdoor Derek or Kayla by like getting Jesse down off the block, or getting Liv down off the block and putting Derek or Kayla up next to him. And if that's his plan, like that's actually not a bad way to do this, because it seems like people like Jesse and Derek are totally buying into this whole thing where Hams is telling them, oh, you know, we're gonna bro down, it's gonna be you, me, Jesse, Derek, Will, and then we're gonna like have this like secret alliance where we're actually gonna be putting each other up to try and hide it. And they're all like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a good alliance. You know, if I ever play a game like this, I'll just believe anyone who tells me, hey man, I'm nominating you, but it's because we're in an alliance.
I mean,
seems legit. All right.
Ryan set that precedent last week, right?
Yeah, and nothing bad happened.
Right. His number one ally didn't go home or anything.
No. Jesus.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. Where we actually just had the veto draw too, and the people who were drawn for the veto were Derek, Erica, and Ryan. And Hamza is running around saying, "Oh, this is the best case scenario," which is very confusing, because that means that his plan probably isn't to backdoor Derek. Because if his plan was to backdoor Derek, then he wouldn't want Derek to be in the veto competition. So is his plan to backdoor Kayla? Like, is the idea that like Derek, Erica, and Ryan would all use the veto on some? Like Derek would use it on Jesse, and Erica and Ryan would probably both use it on Liv, and he'd be able to put up Kayla on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then I guess kudos to Hamza for like accidentally setting up a situation where Kayla might actually go home.
Right.
I have no idea. It's very unclear what his plan actually is. Like, even as I'm like looking through updates at the moment, like he's talking about pulling in the showmance, so like maybe he's not actually targeting Kayla, but then like who is his target? Like, is his target Jesse, and he's just like lying about there being a backdoor plan?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hey,
what do you think?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess that. I'm gonna guess that Jesse goes.
Okay. Well, I actually don't see a situation where Jesse goes.
Yeah, it's not possible, but I'm just saying. I'm just you know what, Ben? A 16 seed beat a number 1 seed last night. So like, anything is possible.
This is Olivia's Cinderella story.
Yes, she's UCBM or whatever it was. She's the bracket buster.
Yeah, University of Bowel Movements. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about putting Olivia up is like, Olivia's gonna go home if she's on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone except for Allie wants Olivia out. So like, if there's a possibility for Olivia to go against anybody else, then they're gonna vote her out. So like, something has to be done where Olivia gets taken off the block. And with both Jesse and Derek playing, where both of them would take Jesse off the block, like, I don't understand what Hamza's plan is in that case, and like why that would be a best case scenario for him, because he's also talked about like bringing Allie in and saying like, Allie, you know, if you do this for me, then you're good. Then I don't know who he would put up. I just don't understand. Like, there's nobody left.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's planning on like some like random person like Ryan, because that's what he's been telling like the Bro Alliance, that if something goes wrong and the veto gets used, then he's going to put up Ryan. And it's like, I mean, maybe that's the truth. It doesn't seem like it's the truth, but maybe. I don't know.
You know what? We won't know until it happens.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. The veto might be played today. If it's not played today, it'll probably be played tomorrow. It'll probably be played late tonight, and then the feeds will be off overnight, and then it'll come back at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So
right.
We'll find out tomorrow what's going on.
From now.
Yeah. It's a nice 18-hour blackout.
I want to give a shout out to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. They're the team that beat University of Virginia.
Yeah.
That certainly happened. Does anybody have any questions in the chat about Hamza or anything else, Big Brother, or Wicked Good Everything related? Probably not. Can't imagine. Or let us know, how messed up is your bracket now? Because mine is screwed. I had Virginia losing in the championship.
Ouch. Who do you have winning the whole thing?
Kansas.
Kansas, okay. That's
I don't know much about basketball, but I know Kansas is good.
Yeah, I don't know. My pick was Villanova, but I mean,
there's another one. I just had the 4 ones in the Final Four.
Yeah, it's usually a good strategy, right?
Yeah, I just tried to other than the middle, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all those. I picked some upsets, but for the most part, I just picked the better team over the lesser team in terms of ranking, which screwed me. This one. Well, yeah. All right, guys. Doesn't seem like there's any question.
We have a question of who's streaming next.
Oh my goodness, we have a question. Who's streaming next? I don't know. I think if people come tomorrow for Settlers of Catan. We'll stream that.
Yeah.
If not, anyone's welcome to stream on Sunday or Monday. And then Jenny will be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe I'll play some more Getting Over It or something on Monday or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Word. And Maggie, I'm sure will be streaming some cosplay.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I'll probably be dependent on how good the BB can feed.
Right.
If they're down for 24 hours, then I might stream.
And so Maggie's in Concrunch, so she will be working probably all her free time on her costume. And so maybe she'll stream some of that.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for checking it out, whether it's live or in the archive. I'm Brian. That's Ben. And make sure you like, subscribe, favorite, do anything, and we'll be back soon.
See ya.